Hi, I'm Cece Sheffield, and this is Model Actress Whatever. Welcome to episode 5, I think. Yeah, so I'm trucking along with my interviews. I had a little stall out. I went to South by Southwest, and I was in Las Vegas, and then South by Southwest was a complete craziness. It's drama, personal drama. I love fucking drama. I feel like Miss Drama lately. Yeah. It's fun when you break up, get back together, break up, break up, get back together. I think I'm going insane, but it's okay. So I think just publicly talking about going insane is perfectly fine. So this podcast, I am interviewing my great friend, Taylor Locke. I have worked with him in a musical sense. I wrote my greatest hit, You Just Wanna Fuck Me, with Taylor Locke. He is best known for his band Rooney, which was a well-liked band, I believe. He's a cool guy. He's around in LA. He's a 70s connoisseur. In this episode, he talks about his close relationship with OJ Simpson. I have been traveling a lot, and I'm excited not to travel. I did an audition yesterday for a unnamed thriller where it was at the Sound City in Van Nuys. That was the topic of the most recent Foo Fighters documentary. But there was about 20 billion girls auditioning for this movie. And I had the script about 24 hours before, and I was doing the Margie Habar technique of you reading it, but you look up and you just get the whole story, so you kind of do the gist. And it's first audition. You don't need to memorize the first audition. I'm sure people will fight with me on that. I don't fucking know. I don't know how anyone gets any parts in Hollywood, to tell the truth. And I mean, it's such a psychological warfare when you're waiting outside of an audition for a movie or TV show. I mean, these girls all dressed up in their slutty little clothes. I mean, at this point, I'm in, my 20s, or I used to be. Just kidding. We're seasoned actresses at this point. And if you're still there were people from CIA in the check-in, but just rough-looking women. Not rough-looking women. And it's an undisclosed thriller. And there's probably 10 girls waiting outside with their boobs and their legs and their high heels. And I kind of rushed in and I looked at the list, and there was just so many girls. And I had another audition, and I knew it was going to be crazy traffic. And so then I was just this is a cattle call. And then I don't like being in the room with all the girls because it just freaks me out. And then they start having conversations about their shoes or their bags. And then everyone's kind of murmuring the lines to the wall and doing their preparation. It's a very intimidating scene. I think if I liked you have to like auditioning, because most of our job as an actress is auditioning. Yeah, I need to get to a better place with it. Anyways, that was a bummer audition. What else is in Hollywood? Oh, there was a fire at my ex-boyfriend, whatever you like to call him, building, Ashley Green. Apparently she had a candle on, and the curtain flew into her candle and lit her whole damn place on fire. That was exciting. And I happened to be down the street, and I wasn't talking to my ex or whatever. And then he sent a picture to me, like, my house is on fire. And I was at an audition down the street for, like, whatever commercial or whatever. So I had to make that fateful decision. Do you go help someone while their house is burning down, or do you just stay mad? So I felt like I was doing the nice decision and went and gave him a ride to wherever he needed to go. So that's been exciting, fire. So I released my music video Keeper this week on YouTube. You can check that out at CC Sheffield YouTube, which is linked to ccsheffield.com. That was exciting. Big party. Big crew came out, saw it, and a lot of support. So thank you so much. I was at a brand new club called Mercy in Hollywood. DJ'd while hosting a party for the music video. I co-directed with my friend Catherine O'Brien. Dope video, dope girls, all 8 girls. Please check it out. Also, the donation button works. This episode is brought to you by Dom. He donated a bunch of money to model, actress, whatever. We love it. This episode goes out to Dom. We'll be seeing you soon in LA. So how about you all take Dom's lead and donate? Make this model, actress, whatever, keep it going. This shit's awesome. Love PayPal. Love the donation button. Tip, tip, tip. Let's get to this episode. Taylor Locke, the man, the legend, Mischa Burton's ex, OJ Simpson's childhood. No, I'm just kidding. OJ Simpson's family friend, Taylor Locke. Taylor Locke. We're podcasting. Okay.
Future Classic series.
This is the Future Classic series. Welcome, Taylor Locke, to Model, Actress, Whatever. We're here in my kitchen in Venice Beach. We have some Bloody Marys and candles lit.
It smells great here. Thanks for having me. This is a lovely rustic beach lifestyle house that you have. And I like the ambience of the sound in the kitchen. It's super rustic and natural. And I'm happy to be a part of the Future Classic series. Someday this will be a classic episode of this podcast.
I'm so glad that you believe in my podcast as much as I do.
I like to get on the ground floor of things. I don't want to wait till episode 150 when you're sponsored by, fucking Guitar Center.
Dildos.com.
Yeah.
Adam and Eve.
Adam and Eve, totally. They love podcasts, Adam and Eve.
That's Kiki.
That's Cece's dog, Kiki. She's part of the ambience of the show as well.
Okay, Taylor, let's talk about your... Taylor is a musician. He is also born and raised in Los Angeles. I believe you went to Crossroads?
I went to Crossroads. I grew up not
Do you know
far
you're the
from here.
second person on
the
podcast who went to Crossroads?
Who was the other one?
Retna, the artist Retna.
Don't know.
Yeah, he's a little bit older than you. Okay, go. So you grew up...
Grew up not far from here in Santa Monica, and I did go to Crossroads. And I was going to go to Sarah Lawrence College, but I deferred and had a band and been a musician ever since.
What can you name all the bands you've been in? So
my band that I co-founded in high school is called Rooney. We put out a few records. We toured a lot, got to see a lot of places for many years. Then I did a couple of records under the name Taylor Locke the Roughs. We played here around town, did a couple of short tours. Now I'm chipping away slowly at some solo stuff. I have a studio in Los Feliz. I've been producing some other people and playing guitar for some other people. And I also play the role of Lindsey Buckingham in the Ultimate Fleetwood Mac tribute show. And we are on the Casino
Circuit.
private party, corporate event circuit, and we do a residency at the Roxy once a month.
So you're like, what is that other band that like does like?
I know the metal guys.
The metal guys.
That's kind of the model for it, business-wise. Maybe not musically, but business-wise. It's fun. Our motto is take it just seriously enough. You can't take it too seriously, but if you treat it like a total joke, that's not good either.
Yeah,
so just take it seriously enough.
Well, I mean, you're super 70s mode anyways, so I think the Fleetwood Mac tribute band is perfect for you.
Yeah, I it satisfies a lot of things. Performing, guitar playing, I like doing it a lot.
But what I learned about this 70s musician you told me about, he's kind of like your hero.
Todd Rundgren?
Todd Rundgren.
Yeah.
And the only other person who's ever mentioned Todd Rundgren was Chris from the Black Crowes.
Okay, was he on this podcast?
No, Chris is not on the podcast.
He's going to do it later. He's going to be what's called a Johnny Come Lately.
Future, whatever. No, Chris,
he's not going to be a future classic episode.
Yeah, no. Black Crowes.
Yeah, I like Todd Rundgren. I like guys like that. Real, like, maverick kind of...
Tell us more about Todd Rundgren for... How do I say it? I'm saying it
Todd Rundgren. He has rainbow-colored hair. He had rainbow-colored hair in the 70s. He was sort of a young prodigy, like as a late teenager. He had a band called the Naz. He was on Bearsville Records in Woodstock, and then he engineered the band. He produced, XTC, Patti Smith, Cheap Trick, Grand Funk Railroad.
So he was like a crazy producer.
Yeah, he basically was so successful as a producer that on his own records he could afford to just be very left of center and expressive, and he didn't have to meet any
expectations.
He wasn't concerned about radio or sales or anything like that because he was sort of making his bread producing anyway. And he had a band called Utopia in the 80s, who were kind of just a classic kind of Beatles pop rock quartet who I'm a big fan of. And I like guys like that, you know. McCartney is obviously a much, much more famous, successful example of that type of mode.
I'm more of a John Lennon girl myself.
I'm in all of them, dude. I'm not a huge fan of like the ranking or the listing, unless you really prefer somebody.
I love being like me against them. I love being like, I am Team John Lennon.
Okay. I don't really subscribe to the team thing. I mean, I think a group, an ensemble, we're talking about Fleetwood Mac a minute ago, now we're talking about the Beatles, like, the group kind of is the thing. So it's okay to have a favorite or a preference, but when people are kind of like, I love John, but I don't like Paul or Ringo, they could have got a better drummer. It's like, no, that's the Beatles. It has to be those four guys, and all of them were very substantial contributors and part of the group effort. So to isolate one, I think, is to like miss the point of the beauty of the group.
So tell me about your group dynamic in Rooney. Can you so who would you be in Rooney? Would you be...
I think in Rooney, our singer Robert, who wrote most of the tunes, he kind of got to be the John and the Paul. And then you had four other dudes who were not passive enough to be Ringos, who were all vying for the role of George. So we had four Georges, 0 Ringos, and one guy who was John and Paul, I think.
So were you a George?
Yeah, I'm totally a George. I like that. What I like about George is before George, you had singers like Elvis Presley, and then the lead guitar player was like the side guy in the background. And I think George kind of invented the role of the lead guitar player in a band. He played the leads, he played the solos, he was the lead guitar player, but then he'd step up and sing background vocals, and he'd write his own songs and sing lead vocals. So he kind of like carved out that role of what we think of as the lead guitarist in a group. Mm-hmm.
So I know that the reason that I know Rooney is because you guys had the opening song to...
No, we were in an episode of that show.
Okay.
It's not our theme song.
Got it.
That's Phantom Planet,
OC.
California.
But you were
We
on
were
an
on the
episode.
OC, yeah. There was an episode where all the
Give me your
kids-
like big highlights of being like a teenage band that like exploded, because that basically is every
highlights.
kid's like.
I know. I wish we could go back in time and appreciate it and not complain and be a fucking.
Were you a
jerk-off.
douchebag?
We.
You were like 17 and
we
signed to a major label
Yeah.
and fucking going and doing whatever you wanted.
I think that the thing about it that is hard to reconcile now is before kind of the music industry kind of just crashed and burned, and it wasn't like people weren't down stealing music illegally, so there still were big record deals, there were big tours, there were budgets, and it was sort of a good old-fashioned record promotion. And now I don't know what would happen now. I don't know if I was like
17.
Yeah, I mean, now I have a more diverse life. I produce, I engineer, I play guitar, I do some writing, I do some singing, I'm in this tribute thing, I do solo stuff. It's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. But if I was going to put all my eggs in one basket of trying to get my band to be signed and popular and tour in fucking 2013, I don't even know where I would start. I can't imagine.
So if you're in
I wouldn't bother.
Okay, so you're telling the kid in Iowa right now who's listening to Model Actress whatever for like music industry advice.
No, if you're late teens, early 20s, and it's your heart and soul and you can't imagine anything else, and you have some songs you're sitting on or a band that you're in, and you believe in it so strongly that you would just live or die by it, then do whatever's necessary, Get in the van and do your Twitter and your social media and all that, and figure out the reality of the day, the way of the day now. I don't know what that is personally because I'm just not as piped in, I guess. I kind of retreated to my own little sliver of my musical existence. So I appreciate that I was able to do all of what I did when it was the way it was then, and I don't envy. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying it's gonna fucking suck, and I don't envy you.
No. Well, you're like, dude. I always say like, if I came to LA in the 90s, or if I was like my age in the 90s, I would have had $1 million record deal. Like
for sure. Yeah, totally. I think now it's about like sustainability, trying to find a way to like get a couple songs in a commercial or a TV show. I mean, do what you do: acting, modeling, DJing, singing, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and it keeps you afloat. You're not like waitressing, you're not nannying, you're not going back to school. Like, you're making it work with these things. I think that is success these days. It's not a great music industry. It's not a great economy. So if you are supporting yourself in creative endeavors, I'd say you're ahead of the game. You're winning, and you know that's success, and that's something to be, proud and self-confident about, because that's all you can try for.
Do you live off of publishing?
Mm-mm.
Do you get good publishing checks?
An old band has checks that come in here and there, and it's supplemental to other things. I wouldn't say I live off of it, but
Take me back to the days you were like glory days of Rooney.
I can sum up some things in a nutshell. Okay, I got a record deal in high school, opened for Weezer, The Strokes. We were on Lollapalooza, we were in Coachella, went to Japan, went to China. We had a really big song in Germany, and then a second really big song in Germany, and that trickled over to France and Italy and England. And then we got out of our deal and formed our own label and put out a record independently. And that's...
when was the explosion of the
highlight? It was kind of two mini explosions. Our first record did really well here in the States, and our second record did not, but it did really well in Europe. So we never really had the domestic popularity and the European thing happen at the same time. They were on two different records. But what happened by then was we had a core fan base, so it was less about explosive promotional efforts like landing this TV thing or that opening slot. We didn't really need any of that anymore because we could tour like big clubs and small theaters and just play for our fans. That's what I like. The stress of what radio station is going to play our next single. Is the label going to care and spend money? Are we going to get to open for some big hotshot new band? That shit is like, you can't count on it. It's like going on auditions for acting or modeling. You don't know until you got it, if you got it. So you can't bank on it, A. And B, it's very stressful to worry about it. So I'd say getting to the point where you have an audience, a fan base that you can rely on, where there's a direct relationship between the performer and the audience, that's a really good, comfortable place to be. And if you can milk that and sustain that, I mean, like what you're doing, like if you're not looking for some platform to put this podcast on, you're just doing it and it will find its way because you have an audience through various things you've done, and hopefully it's word of mouth and it spreads, and at some point or at no point, just keep doing it. You just
Whatever.
do it. Yeah.
I want to talk to my friends.
Yeah.
Like, this is an excuse for me, Taylor, to hang out.
It's actress, model, whatever.
Model,
I'm certainly in the whatever.
Dude, I'm all about the whatevers. Basically, whatever. I have a donation button.
Yeah.
PayPal that shit.
You should get a couple. I will say, as somebody who listens to a lot of podcasts, during your intro, you got to do some repetition, a couple of catchphrases. Like you should.
Oh my god! Now you're coaching me on my podcast. Yeah, Let's get back to you and your Rooney days. You should have
like a a theme song.
I do. It's whole. It's the whole song. Hooker waitress, model actress.
Yeah, but then if the podcast gets big, Courtney Love's gonna come after you. You got to write your own theme song.
Dude, Eric, what's his name, is gonna be on my podcast.
From Hull?
Yeah.
Great.
He's the bomb.
Eric Erlandson?
Yeah, he teaches me about meditation. He teaches everyone about meditation.
Whoa. Does he teach you how to look like a weird, fake, tall Kurt Cobain version like he looks like?
Taylor, let's talk about...
Just kidding, Eric Erlandson, big fan of yours.
He's rad, and he's a great poet. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Give me a super groupie story.
Well,
I want a super groupie story from
we had young fans. It's kind of almost family oriented fans. What kind of stories do you want to hear about?
What do you want to tell?
You want to hear about Texas lot lizard moms in Houston who fucking their skin looks like a catcher's mitt because it's so tan, and they have scratch you with their press-on nails and their fucking Chardonnay breath.
Are they trying to get on the bus?
Yeah, I don't know. That's fucking gross. Come on, is this what people want to hear about?
That's what I want to hear about. The glory days of being a teenage rock star.
I don't know. We were really serious, though. I mean, we did all that bullshit, but we were also serious. And it wasn't like scraping anyone off the floor, drug problem, rehab freak guy in the band. Everyone was like...
Is it because you guys all went to Crossroads?
No.
You're all private school kids?
No, 2 out of 5 of us went to Crossroads. 2 went to Windward, and the 5th was a transplant from Seattle via Texas.
And so, your dad's in the entertainment industry, right?
My dad produced film and television in 80s and 90s.
What TV shows did he produce?
He did a show called First and 10 starring OJ Simpson.
No!
I'd love to talk about OJ on your podcast right now.
Do it.
I would love to get so deeply into the trial of the century.
Do it.
Okay, listeners of CC Sheffield's Actress, Model, Whatever podcast, this is not about teenage rock and roll dreams and fucking tour bus moms. This is about my personal childhood connection
with OJ Simpson
to the greatest black American athlete turned double murderer of all time.
Who got off
and then got incarcerated for something else. He's in jail now
for
stealing his own memorabilia back.
His own memorabilia.
Okay,
he really needs it.
So here it goes. All right, so OJ Simpson was on my dad's show, First and 10. And I wonder if my dad would think it's weird I'm talking about this, or if he would think it's awesome.
Dude, just don't even talk about it. Come on, let's go.
Don't talk about what?
No,
dad?
go.
Okay.
What is tell the story.
You're checking your phone. It's distracting.
Oh my god. OJ Simpson.
Bad podcasting.
Sorry, stop.
It's bad pod. We're giving bad.
I'm gonna cut this out. So shut it.
Don't edit it. This is real. Okay. So OJ Simpson was on my father's show, First and 10. It was a TV show about a fictitious football team, and the cast was a blend of regular professional actors and then retired professional athletes who became actor versions of themselves for the show. And my dad got really close with OJ working on the show. He was very, very charismatic. He was really good at being a celebrity. He was likable. You would never hear a story. People don't remember prior to this criminal act that he wasn't just a great athlete. He was known as being just a really charming guy. If you approach him in an airport, the autographs, the photo, the smiles, the handshakes, he was so good at being a hero. He was a hero is what he was. Until then, hang on, I'm getting there. He's disgusted that I called him a hero. He's not now, but that's what makes the story so interesting. So after the TV show, he stayed really close with my family, and my mom would go jogging on San Vicente Boulevard in Brentwood with Nicole Brown Simpson, and we'd go over to OJ's house on Sundays to watch football, and sometimes we'd go to the Coliseum to see the Raiders play. And we had photos of him all over the house, pictures of he and my dad. He was on the board of directors of my dad's company. And so one day, my brother and I came home from school, and my mom was like, something's happened, sit down, we gotta turn on the news. Nicole and this other guy that she was with were murdered last night, and the cops are chasing OJ. He's in his white Bronco with Al Cowlings, AC, who we also knew, and they're in this pursuit. It's this chase. We watched the chase. Speed up the story?
No, speak up.
Speak up. So we watched the chase on TV. My dad came home early from work, and my dad was like, I'm going to go over there and be there when they take him away. My mom's like, the fuck you are? Cops have their guns drawn. Yeah.
Why would you do that?
To see him off and be like, it's all right. I'm sure you didn't do this. It'll be fine. So he goes to jail. My dad was on the witness list, but he was never called. He visited him in prison 13 times. We watched the trial every night over dinner when we came home from school. And then, I don't know how long this would have been, but maybe 6 months, 9 months later. How long was the whole trial? A year?
It was fucking forever. I remember they announced the verdict over the PA
school?
at the school.
Yeah, my school too.
Why? Why was it so important?
A lot of reasons. It's a test of the legal system, of race, of the way we treat celebrity. There's a lot to it. It's so we came home from school one day, and our parents were like, sit down. And we're like, what? And they're like, well, today in the trial, they introduced a new piece of evidence. It was DNA. It was blood at the murder scene. And your father and I are really doubting OJ's innocence now. We can no longer really defend that he didn't do this, and your father's going to stop visiting him in prison. And we basically feel that all the people who have been telling us that he did this were probably right, and we were probably wrong. He probably did this. And so from then, how was that? When we joined the rest of America
And you took down all the OJ Simpson. Can we post an OJ Simpson photos?
I'll find one. We had to, because it would be like if you had fucking Nazi memorabilia in your house. There's not there's no sense of humor about that. It's fucking off limits.
But it's 20 years, it's 10 years
now,
later?
Yeah, sure.
Can I post the photo?
But during the trial, when we were on the threshold of deciding whether or not we were supporting this, people would come over and they'd be like, oh, hi, how you doing? Beautiful home. What is that?
Mm-hmm.
That's my dad and OJ in a framed picture because they're very close friends and professional.
So did your dad just I guess when you murder someone, everyone just gets really distant.
To take him down, we still have a set of his golf clubs. We should put him on eBay or something.
OJ Simpson's golf clubs.
Yeah, in my dad's garage. So after that, we had to take all this shit down. He stopped visiting him in jail. They talked a few times after that. After he got off, he called my dad a few times. That, ladies and gentlemen, is my OJ Simpson connection story. here on CC Sheffield's actress model.
What's your Mischa Burton connection? Who is Mischa Burton?
She's an actress model, whatever, isn't she? Why don't you have her on the show? Mischa and I dated a little while ago. And that's my connection.
And were you in love?
Yeah, I'd say so at a time, certainly.
Didn't you like go to Africa or something with her?
We did. We went on a few trips into some various places with her. Yeah. Saw some wildlife, did some safariing.
Is she like one of your important loves?
I'm not in touch with her currently or recently, but I'm not gonna turn this into a gossip piece. OJ we can gossip about.
No, but I'm just saying. You can
say Mischa. I
was
say
she one of
OJ.
your important loves?
Yeah, it was an important relationship for me.
There you go.
It was a significant experience. Yeah.
What else?
What do you think is more likely, that Mischa or OJ would listen to your podcast? Well, I guess they're on a podcast in prison, right?
I mean, I guess they can't get a hold of computers in prison, so Mischa. But
right.
I don't think she's listening to podcasts.
She listened to Adam Carolla's show a couple times when I made her. She got into it. She had a couple chuckles.
Well,
Podcasts
I'm not Adam Carolla.
Yeah, he's the pod father.
Well, they're trying to sue him right now too.
Oh, he'll win, and even if he doesn't, he can afford to lose. He built his own pirate ship. You can't take him down.
He's like a chauvinist pig.
You got to give him. That's a surface thing. That's a sense of humor thing. He's actually a pretty socially and politically fair and balanced, three-dimensional thinker.
You're a psychopath. That's like saying Adam Carolla is balanced.
Yeah, in a sense he is. That's not why, because you've only known him from the Man Show. I listen to his podcast every day. He's really smart.
What else? What other podcasts do you listen to?
I listen to WTF with Mark Maron,
which I'm obsessed with.
That's how I got into podcasts.
I mean, I guess that's everyone got into.
Yeah.
What is the attraction to that podcast?
It's heady. It's really thinky, but it's also funny. I like it for a couple of reasons. One, I like him. I just think he's really smart. He has a great story. He has this late in life success where you're really rooting for him. This guy was a drug addict. He was an alcoholic. He was twice divorced. He was broke. He couldn't even get work as a stand-up comic. And then by fucking talking into his laptop with one of these little, handheld mic, One by Apogee. Are they sponsoring you yet? Let's give some
One by Apogee.
We're using the One by Apogee.
Stop it!
You gotta have that. Maybe Apogee will.
You're tattling on my dog in my kitchen, and now you're telling him what.
You don't want them to know what gear you use? What if there's a kid that fucking works at Apogee right now listening?
No, my friend, her parents own Apogee, and I got it for free. Yes.
Yeah, Bob.
Yeah,
he's pretty good.
He
mixed
Alex.
A couple of them.
Hey, what's up, Alex?
Okay, so Alex is going to say, Dad, Mom, you should donate some gear to Cece. What if
this is already donated, dude.
What if it breaks and you need another one? What if you What if you need an Apogee duet instead of a One?
Why don't you talk about yourself for a little bit?
So I love Mark Maron. I'll tell you the other thing I loved about it is the subject matter, comedians.
I feel like I want to be a comedian at this point in my life.
Cece, I've gone to the Comedy Store, if not once, twice a week for 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
I'm deeply, and I go to alt comedy, quote unquote, as it's called. I go to those kind of shows. Yeah, all that stuff, the nerd fucking comedy. But I like the good old broad strokes, right? Comedy Store. It's classic. It's been there since the 70s. So much history, so much weird. Give me
gossip. Like 2 jokes that you've written. Because I know you have.
I didn't say I do stand-up comedy.
But I'm sure, I've written 2 jokes, so.
Yeah, but would you want a comedian to play you 2 songs they've written? It's not my trade. I can't bring it like that. I could go I'm funny, but I'm not a comedian. There's a difference. It's like saying somebody's musical. They sing in the shower, or they sing in their car, and their friends are like, "Oh, you have a nice voice." doesn't mean you should go fucking be a musician. Although that's what it does mean these days because of contestant shows like Idol and The Voice. It's a good segue. That was a good podcast segue.
Stop! You're so self-conscious.
No, I'm pro. I'm giving you pro podcasting.
Okay. So, do you like The Voice?
No.
Do you like American Idol?
No. I want to see if
that's like how everyone's getting record deals nowadays.
Listen, I like somebody who invents themselves. You take a David Bowie or a Freddie Mercury or a Mick Jagger.
This is like, you're talking about everyone from a different era.
I know. So I don't know who it is these days. But let me talk about a different era.
What are we gonna do? Music is dead.
No, you invented yourself. Where'd you come from? You're from fucking nowhere.
Arizona.
Yeah, okay. What city?
Yeah, but like if I was
Tempe or some shit?
Smart, I would like be a billionaire. No, I'm from Tucson.
Okay.
Tucson,
same,
Arizona.
Just as shitty.
Came out here, like started coming out when I was 17, and then I moved into a hostel when I was 18.
That's the type of experience and story that gives you a backbone and character and something to draw from. Your entity, your identity as an entertainer, whether it's podcast.
My agent was telling me that casting directors think I'm insane.
You are, aren't you? I would tell you that. Are you not insane?
You're insane.
You got a fucking little 1 pound dog on your lap and you're fucking talking in your computer and we're drinking Bloody Marys and no one's listening.
Fuck you. Everyone will listen. Whatever. You like you said, you just... Whatever. I do my own thing. Most people...
Right.
I look on Facebook, everyone's married and has twins.
What it is a cult of personality. People are going to become interested in you via music, via acting, via modeling, via podcasting, via one of these things.
Via seeing my ass and tits in like multiple movies. That's basically what it is.
You showed your ass in movies?
The Roman Coppola movie, I'm like my butt's...
Full?
Like full my butt, and just my butt.
But not like thong, full butt, full crack.
No, not full crack.
Oh.
It's like Charlie Sheen's like butt? Fantasy, yeah.
So side butt.
Yeah, side butt.
What's the film called?
A Glimpse Inside the Mind of Charles Swan III.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first on CC Sheffield's Actress Model Whatever podcast from the Future Classic series. If you would like to see a portion of CC Sheffield's side butt, you can look up a film by Roman Coppola starring Charlie Sheen called A Glimpse at CC Sheffield's side butt. Also,
if you'd like to see full butt, you can see my...
Yeah, that too.
On Netflix, you can see that weird movie I was in called Boys and Girls Guide to Getting Down.
Really?
Yes.
Every single fucking night when I troll Netflix and try to find something to watch, I'm like, is that good? Seems like it might be dumb.
You've never watched it?
And it like comes like up all the time. 1 minute. I'm like, what is
and
this?
I'm not sure.
I didn't know that your butt was going to be in it. I'm sorry to have insulted your butt, but I start a lot of Netflix movies so I don't finish.
Do you just fall asleep all the time? Do you fall asleep when you're watching Netflix?
Yeah.
Cool.
Or listen to podcasts or regular TV.
I'm like, I don't talk. I just like listen to podcasts on planes.
Yeah.
Ride my bicycle.
You don't talk.
I don't talk.
You're mute.
I'm a mute. Like, I travel like so much, like for
DJing, right? Is that the main thing now?
That's just money. Like, it's money.
Yeah, but I mean, like, in terms of like filling your calendar time-wise, is that the main thing now? Auditioning still. Auditioning acting
is the
or modeling or both.
Modeling, I haven't even really like participated in for a while because it's just like...
You got a portfolio though. Everybody out there knows that CC Sheffield is one of the most photogenic women in Los Angeles and the country.
I paid you to be on this fucking podcast, didn't I?
No, but what I want to say now, you don't want me to build you up and glamorize you? You want me to tear you down?
Glamorize me. Do it.
Okay, CC Sheffield is extraordinarily photogenic. But what you can't see here in her rustic daytime Venice lifestyle is a almost more of a tomboy version, not the glamour model, super photogenic person you might see on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Model Mayhem. You got it.
Fuck you, Model Mayhem. Fuck you. No, I'm a fucking tomboy for sure.
You got You got slip-on sneakers. This is it's an exercise pant, right? Is that a yoga pant?
No, these are not yoga pants.
What are they? They're bike pants. They're biking.
No,
pants.
they're like
spandex.
They're like.
What is it? Dry fit?
Hello,
dry fit?
they're called leggings. Popularized by Lindsay Lohan.
They got a zipper.
Look, no, but then they got like these like
knee pads. What are you, Michael Jackson?
Shut the fuck up! It looks like Helmut Lang or something.
Okay, all right. Cece's wearing a pair of leggings that are more fashionable than I can understand. Apparently, they're beyond sportswear. This is a fucking
and
couture fucking
Thelonious Monk sweatshirt.
Okay.
Getting musical.
Who are these headphones by? Oh, Monster. Non-Beats. We're not fucking using Beats on this show. Who are mine by? I don't want to take them off.
They're Soul Republic and they're Steve Aoki special editions.
Oh, okay. So we are sponsored. Are we sponsored? Did we get these for free?
These shoes are free.
That's cool. Who makes those?
I don't know. It's like a French company.
Great.
Leisure shoes or something.
Free shoes, French leisure company. I would love to give you the link right now, but we don't have it.
Okay.
I'm corporate. I like to fucking
shut up.
Shit. My name is Taylor Locke. I'm on the CC Sheffield Actress Model Whatever podcast. I'm a corporate entity. I'm a brand. I'm building my brand.
Stop it. You make me want to shoot myself in the head. Let's talk about your tribute band, because that's like a corporate band if I ever fucking heard of it.
Totally. Well, here's the joke. We say it all the time. It's ironic. Fleetwood Mac are the second most corporate band of all time after the Eagles.
Really?
And we are a corporate tribute to the fucking most corporate band ever.
Why are they the most corporate band?
Oh, just because I don't mean that they're not artistic. They really, really are. And they're great. And you know, the thing about Fleetwood Mac is like, baby boomers love them, punk kid, alternative people, not punk, but like hipsters love them, young people love them, old people love them. They bring everybody together. Like, who doesn't listen to fucking Rumors? You can't go wrong. If you're a DJ, if you put on a Fleetwood Mac song, no one's gonna be like, fuck you fucked up. What's it? Maybe some ultra indie snobs might.
No, well, do you think that I'm allowed to play anything cool in the clubs? I play EDM and top 40. Like, if I don't play Britney Spears, they're going to kill me.
Yeah, okay. I'm pretty like sheltered from that world, top 40.
You're sheltered by the storm.
I don't know anything about top 40 aside from there's one sushi restaurant in
Katsuya?
Los Feliz that's cheaper than the other sushi restaurant that I prefer, but when I feel like going to the cheaper one, they play top 40 in there, and that's when I catch up on all the top 40 hits.
Do you love top 40 like I do?
Not right now, I don't. I like it in theory. I love pop music. I like pop songs. I like hooks, and I like a lyric or a hook, something you can remember and sink your teeth into. So as a form and as a craft, I'm in it for the long haul. I support pop music, but I don't get where it is right now. It's fucking weird. I don't like the production. I don't like things that sound like I'm in a goddamn Vegas casino at 5 a.m. and bells and whistles and ding-dongs and hoo-ha's are going off. I like fucking instruments. I like people playing together. I like lyrics that aren't about a fucking 9-year-old going to a club or a mall or, you know. There's also like a reverse sexism. Like every top 40 song is a girl like putting a guy down now. I think that's getting a little much. Like,
hey.
There's a lot of that.
Man hate is a popular subject.
It is. It's a little, yeah, but why would I want to listen to, you're not good enough, you can't have this, no money, you can't touch it. You can see it, but you can't touch it. You can look, but you can't fuck it. You're nothing, you got no money. Like, I was fucking...
Whatever, it's like, listen to the hip-hop songs. I got money.
Yeah, I don't like that
either. Ass, I want a big booty hole.
I don't like that
Pop
either.
the molly, I'm sweating. Pop the molly, I'm sweating.
I don't know what that is. It sounds...
Trinidad James, biatch. Dude, I just played Las Vegas on Wednesday, and it was like middle-aged men.
Give me paint a picture of your DJ scene. You get booked to go DJ one night in Vegas. Tell me 24 hours. They fly you in. They put you in a nice hotel.
No, well,
you got a sound check. You don't need a sound check, right?
No, we don't have a sound check.
Turntables or iPod.
I mean, every situation is so different.
You wear a short dress and heels, or you wear like techie, like hoodie ass.
No,
DJ
like
gear?
I'm totally tomboy because I'm like tired of like dressing up.
Yeah, but didn't they pay to see it?
No.
Did
they pay to see Afrojack's titties?
Didn't they pay to see The Butt from Netflix and the Roman Coppola film starring Charlie Sheen? CC Sheffield showed her side butt, you got it. Also showed her fucking full butt in a different film, can't remember what that one's. Girls and Boys Guide to Getting Down, and the other one is called The Mystery of CC's Butt. What was it called, the other one?
Cute.
What was that one called?
No, DJing is like, whatever. I go to Vegas and like there's like this one DJ chick that like they're all like these older women with big fake tits and like the things, and like I just show up in a t-shirt. I want big tits. It's cool. Like they have the
big tits are fucking 80s. Who wants that?
Whatever. The point of the conversation is
I hate big tits.
You love big tits.
No, I don't. I like butts.
How many times
butts.
have you like motorboated some big tits before?
I have been saying to anyone who will listen for my whole life, I have very particular things in terms of.
You motorboated Mischa Burton's tits.
That is so tasteless. I like butts. I'm into butts. I don't like big boobs. In fact, I dislike big boobs. That's so rude. That's offensive. What if somebody with huge boobs is listening? Look.
You'd fuck them too.
I'm into
Taylor, I think you're
God.
pretty much like
you're
a dog. You like a lot of girls.
I don't know. I like girls, but you know what I like also?
How's your house? I went to your house back in the day. How's it?
My house is good. Although now I have a big studio out back now too.
So what happened did you stop doing your friend's back studio thing and now you have your own?
Yeah. Moved all the gear over to my place. Built a 2-room studio, full-on construction, live room, control room. So I got the studio, I got the lemon tree, I got the jacuzzi, I got the orange tree, I got the tangerine tree.
Is the jacuzzi clean?
Oh, ew, jacuzzi. Give me a break. What? Is my reputation that bad? I say I have a jacuzzi and someone says, ew.
Everybody Google Taylor Locke.
Yeah.
Contact him on Facebook. He is available.
No.
Calling all ladies.
All right. No, you know what?
You want to pull that game on me? Calling all ladies. Taylor Locke.
And when you're done Googling me, Google CC Sheffield's bare ass in 2 films. Yeah. Okay, so my house is great. I get a maid.
He's rich. He has a house and a studio, and he's a musician.
Okay.
Hey.
All right. People don't like musicians anymore. The pecking order has changed.
What happened?
They like DJs and skaters.
Oh, true.
And surfers. Oh, he has his own line of vans and skateboard. He can fucking ollie and kickflip. Really? Great. He totally landed that fucking kickflip that day and got paid for it. Okay, well, great. I get it. It's teenage rebellion and not having to work for the man parlayed into a career.
A shoe deal.
Yeah. I'm available for shoe deals. I will design my own vans. Okay?
Exactly.
Tom's. Hey, Tom's is running... Let's rewind this for the listeners.
Fuck yeah.
CC Sheffield just said, in a flirtatious, sexy tone of voice, will you be my guitar player? And fucking 2 seconds later, in a shitty tomboy tone of voice, said, wait, I'm sorry, I'm a guitar teacher.
Dude, I need to learn how to play guitar after all these years.
That is?
Fuck you.
Okay, I'm interested in money for guitar playing. So I'll be your guitar player or guitar teacher, and they both work on a sliding scale of rates.
Fuck off, whatever.
But I played bass with my great friend Mike Viola, who's one of my absolute favorite songwriters. He needed a rhythm section to go to Denmark with, and Ned and I
went.
to
Denmark.
No, we did it already. I'm telling you a story of something I already did. Copenhagen. I'm a quarter Danish. You fetishize that quarter of me. Moving on.
What did you love about Denmark the most?
Just being with my people.
Was it all the beautiful people all the time?
I liked Copenhagen. We played at a really classic venue there.
Did you ride a bicycle?
No. I rode in a town car. I'm just kidding.
Fuck you.
Walked around town, bars, restaurants, shops, nice hotel, great venue. We weren't there a super long time.
I recorded in Copenhagen.
Far out. But you know what I will say, to tie back in what we're talking about now with what we were talking about at the very beginning of the podcast about touring experience, I wasn't going there to perform, traveling abroad to foreign countries to perform and work and promote your thing is a little bit different than going as a tourist, and it was hard to be really, really immersed in what was going on culturally when you're busy, you have a lot of shit to do throughout the day, you're on a very late night schedule, you're sleeping in the morning. So there's a lot of parts of Europe that I am eager to go back to in a different context.
Why don't you just like do your like leap year or whatever, like you're abroad where you just travel around backpack style?
Too old.
No, you're not.
This is 40.
Fuck you. You know what? When you were talking about the record label dude and This Is 40, and then like how the mom and the daughters are like, we love pop music, and the dad is like, I like rock and roll.
Yeah.
That's like, I feel like the mom and the daughter, and you feel like the dad. You're Paul Rudd, and I'm like the lady.
Oh yeah, and then who's the kid? Kiki, your dog?
Kiki's the kid.
Kiki loves top 40. You indulge her in that. Now
She
I'm
loves
grumpy
it.
in the corner, drinking this Bloody Mary, wishing that fucking...
Rock and roll was back on top.
I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't...
You could, I'm sure you could produce like awesome
No, there's a really
trap
great...
song.
There's a great... who?
Whatever.
I want to plug a great band right now.
Fuck your band.
No, not one of my bands. The band that I produced, though.
I'm just kidding. Okay, go.
I produced one song for a band called Wardell. They're so good. I just saw them last night at the Echo. They just got back from South by Southwest. They did a great job down there. A lot of buzz on them. They're getting played on the BBC in London. They're called Wardell, and they got really good songs. Their lead singer has a fucking magical voice, female front woman, great singer, and they just kind of have a really spot-on blend of all the things that have recently been popular, but something a little broader than that, drawing from a more classic roots and blending it with sort of the sounds that seem to be captivating people these days. And I'm really happy that they exist, and I'm proud of them, and I want to produce more songs for them. I had a great time working with them. They're called Wardell. Check them out.
Wow. What else? So we got your like YouTube show. We got Wardell.
Wardell. I have one that
Your tribute band.
I've
You
got
got so many
one
things
that
to
I've been
plug.
waiting to drop. We're almost an hour in. I've been waiting to drop this one till way late in the game. This one's fucking right up your alley. It has to do with Kim fOWLEY.
And we're gonna get Kim fOWLEY on this show.
We will someday, yeah.
It's happening.
Okay. I'll take 10% of the back end of nothing. When you get the Tom's
Donation-based TV show.
Hey, somebody
Donation-based podcast.
CC is donation-based. She asked me to talk about my ex-girlfriend, so I think she should have to talk about her financial backing because they're equally as distasteful. Oops, sorry, that was the vodka.
He's like pouring vodka. It's 3:00 in the afternoon.
I got up at 7. I went
On
to
a
the gym. I had a
Tuesday.
rehearsal. I did emails and conference calls.
Stop talking into the mic like that.
Okay, so Kim fOWLEY, for those of you who do know about him, stand by for 30 seconds while I explain him to the people who don't know about him.
Kim fOWLEY.
Kim fOWLEY is in his mid-70s. He was a child actor star in the 1940s and 50s. In the 60s, he had a record deal and put out records. In the 70s, he became an entrepreneurial producer, songwriter, publisher, manager type. Best known for putting together Joan Jett and the Runaways. He worked with Alice Cooper. He worked with Kiss. He worked with innumerable people. If you look up him on allmusic.com or Wikipedia, he's just hundreds and hundreds of songs. He's been a co-writer, a co-producer on a cumulative 100 million records sold. He's also known as a real, like, sort of iconic kind of cult of personality guy. He's very intense and singular and interesting. So I interviewed him for my web show, Planet Rock, And afterwards, we got to talk. We got to know each other. I think I might be fucking kidding myself, but I think we were kind of kindred spirits. I think he sort of understood my artistic point of view and the kinds of things that I'm into. I certainly understood his. He reminded me, A lot of my father, B, the history of rock and roll, which is a subject that I've, been very immersed in my whole life. So he gave me this gift a couple months ago. He gave me, we have a new, he gave me a gift. He handed me this folder of lyrics that no one had ever put music to, and he said, "What's your real your like aesthetic touchstone? Where do you really thrive?" And I said, like late '60s, early '70s, post Beatles, Wings, Todd Rundgren, John Lennon's solo stuff, George stuff, and he's like, "I totally get it. I'm gonna go through my archives of old lyrics." And pull out all my stuff that's sort of that time, Harry Nilsson-ish, Simon and Garfunkel-ish, and he handed me this folder of handwritten lyrics from the 70s that no one's ever written to. And I've been working on these songs. I've been co-writing them. I've been putting the music to them and updating the lyrics, changing them for things that I could sing. So I'm going to do an album
with Kim Fowley
of Kim Fowley co-written songs. And then
this is Yasmin Kittles.
Hi Yasmin, how are you?
Kim is not doing well.
Huh?
Kim is not doing well.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah.
So Kim Fowley's not.
Do you know him?
Yeah.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
oh my
how
God.
not well?
Two
Should
rock
we go?
stars know this.
Should we go off the record? How not well is he doing? Should I call him today?
He's not answering calls. There's one person to go through.
Oh my God, who's the person to go through?
Some girl, one of the people that probably one of the last people he was interested in or whatever.
Snow Mercy?
No.
You know Snow Mercy?
I know about her and I met her one time. And then they broke up and
oh God. Oh yeah, I was around for all okay, this is getting
yeah.
Whoa.
This is not good pod. This is not good pod.
Whoa.
But he's he's there's surgeries going on, and I mean I don't really know, I don't think he's able to answer the phone. I don't know.
He's old. He's 70
He's really
something.
old, but he was
kicking it.
yeah, kind of.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'd like to address that not on this podcast.
Yeah.
I'd like to draw a little line of class. Right
Yeah,
there.
yeah. I mean,
Anyway,
guess what?
So that's
You're still working on the music. It can happen.
Yeah. So I'm working on a bunch of songs to vintage Kim Fowley lyrics, and I'm hoping to make something of it. Maybe do an event in LA if he's all right, if he's in good health. He has a 3-volume autobiography coming out.
Wow.
I'd like to do a literary / rock and roll event where he does a live reading from his book, and I'd put a band together to play all the songs.
Sick.
That's a good ending.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
We'll be looking for that. And thank you so much, Taylor
When are you going to
Locke.
put this up?
I'll put it up next week, right now.
Well, let me know when. I will do all the relevant social media promotion.
Stop it.
I'm not even that good at that. I'm
Dude,
terrible at that shit.
fucking plug your websites. Call it a day.
Okay, my name is Taylor Locke, and I have a recording studio in Los Feliz. You could reach me, whatever, on Facebook or through CC if you want to fucking... If you're a pro trying to do some pro shit. If you're just a civilian who wants to enjoy some entertainment, look out for me putting together a new solo record based on vintage Kim Fowley lyrics. Come to the Roxy Theater the last Thursday of each month to see Rumors, the Ultimate Fleetwood Mac tribute show. Check out the web series Planet Rock with Taylor Locke, which is a sitcom about a music talk show from space. I got 2 albums out under the name Taylor Locke and the Roughs. And it's been a pleasure to be here in Venice, California on a beautiful day in a rustic kitchen drinking Bloody Marys with Cece Sheffield and her very small dog, Kiki. Cece is wearing tomboy, athletic, rustic beachwear, not the glamorous, photogenic pro model that you know from Google. Her butt's in 2 films, you heard it.
You're getting cut off now. Bye. Wow. What a great conversationalist Taylor Locke is. Super entertaining guy. Please check out all the shit he's plugging. He's funny as fuck. And he went into some great places. And we were joined by Yasmin Kittles at the end of the conversation. She will be next week's guest. She went some pretty dark places in her interview. I'm pretty excited to put it up. I might just put it up today because I'm really feeling my podcast. All right. So thank you so much, model, actress, whatever. See you next time.